twins who would bring about the rise of our mortal enemies, the Necromancers, and ultimately the annihilation of the Durupinen. We had barely managed to flee in a stolen SUV that Savvy and Lucida had hotwired, and now we were... "Where are we?" I asked. My voice came out in a hoarse croak. "Is she awake?" came another, much softer voice. I turned my head and saw Hannah's anxious face mere inches from my own. "How are you feeling?" she asked me. Like I stuck my arms in a blazing fireplace. I lifted my heavily bandaged appendages gingerly from my lap and let my mouth fall open in mock horror. Oh, right. I did stick my arms into a blazing fireplace. Hannah attempted a weak smile, but I knew she was only doing it to humor me. "Okay, but seriously, how do you feel?" she asked again. Seriously? Like I would gladly consume every painkiller on God's green earth. I answered. "How do I look?" "Awful, but a quick trip to the hairdresser and a wardrobe intervention would cure that real quick," said Milo, popping through the seat beside me. "Didn't we leave you back in the inferno?" "Shucks, I meant to," I said. "Shut your face, you love me," said Milo. "Well, if we met on the playground, I'd probably punch you. So, yeah, it must be love," I said. Then I turned to Hannah again. "Where are we?" "Just outside of London proper," Finn answered. I looked more carefully around me. The car had stopped, although the engine was still running. We had pulled into a cobblestoned alley beside a grubby-looking pub. The front passenger side door hung wide open, and I could see Savvy lounging against a brick wall and savoring a cigarette with obvious relish. Lucida, talking animatedly on her cell phone, paced back and forth in front of the SUV. "What's going on? Why have we stopped?" I asked. "Lucida said we need to switch vehicles. She's on the phone with someone who can help us do that, I guess," explained Hannah. "Normally, the Kevnor would be able to track their own vehicles," Finn said, "but Lucida's disabled the system. They shouldn't have been able to follow us. Still, they'd only need to report their car stolen and we'll have the PC after us as well. We've got to get rid of this SUV quickly." "But I thought you said no one at Fairhaven would ever go to the police." "Jess," Finn began, "you and Hannah may very well be the prophecy incarnate, the very thing they're most frightened of. That's never happened before. And Marion now has control of the council. That's never happened before either. We can't anticipate anything they might do now." I nodded at Finn, then glanced out the window to make sure Lucida was out of earshot. Turning to Hannah, I asked, "Can we really trust her to do this? I know she's your mentor, but there were an awful lot of people at Fairhaven that we should have been able to trust. They turned on us in a heartbeat." Hannah had begun shaking her head even before I'd finished speaking. "I know you don't like her, Jess, but just because you two don't get along doesn't mean we can't trust her. Think about it. Why would she have gotten us out of there only to turn us back in? It wouldn't make any sense. And anyway, what choice do we have now?" I shrugged. "None, I guess." I swallowed the rest of my argument, which wasn't much of an argument at all. Hannah was right. I didn't like Lucida, but we didn't have the luxury of picking and choosing our allies right now. I watched as Lucida finished her conversation. She then opened the back of her phone and removed what looked like a SIM card. She dropped the card on the ground and crushed it firmly beneath her heel. Finally, she tossed the phone into a nearby trash can and walked back toward the car. "Did you just throw away your cell phone?" Hannah asked in disbelief as Lucida opened the door. "Indeed I did," said Lucida, sliding back into the driver's seat and twisting around to face us. "Disposable mobiles. They can't be traced. Okay, my lovelies. New wheels are on the way, but we aren't going far. The best course is to get you lost in the city."